We're always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
Man, this mac and cheese is so good.
Who are you?
Hi,
I'm Jim.
I don't know you. Who are you people?
I'm
Mac and cheese.
Hello, I'm Ken. Hi, I'm new here. Hi.
Yeah, and who's the other guy? We got another person here.
I'm the Kraft Cheeseosaurus, but yes,
Who the
guess.
fuck's the other guy? Who the fuck are you?
Hi. I'm Stev
Ken,
from
I'm new
StevRayBro.
We can't hear him over you talking, Ken.
Hi, hello.
Shut the
I'm
fuck
Ken,
up,
hello.
Ken.
I'm the big fan of Rebel.
Shut your fucking whore mouth, Ken.
I like this character.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, it's
Holy
me.
shit.
Hello.
Edit in some punching sound effects.
StevRayBro.
Ow, that hurts.
Shut the
Oh,
fuck up.
boy.
Holy
Ow,
shit.
Ow, I sure
Okay.
did thing.
Okay, we're done with this. StevRayBro, introduce yourself. We gotta
You just introduced him, you retard.
Introduce yourself.
I am
The
Ken.
bomb's gonna go off in an hour. Hurry,
on
come
my dad's
on.
computer.
We gotta record this. Oh god.
We're not allowed to be on my dad's computer today.
Fuck, shut up, Steve. Introduce
I stuck
yourself.
on here to be
Steve.
the RebelTaxi.
Shit, all right,
I was really
Steve.
sad.
I'm Stev from StevRayBro.
Oh, it's Stev. Okay.
I actually hate the name Steve. My mom called me Steve Brown for whatever reason. Like it's two names, never one, and I just grew up hating Steve, hearing it. So Stev.
Yeah.
I never really liked my name either. My dad used to hate the girl, so I got used to it.
Tell us what you do, Stev. What is it that you do?
I animate for things. I was animating on a Netflix show, Kulapari, and then I animate for all the YouTube channels that you probably hate.
Yeah, like, we can't. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can talk like that about these channels or whatever.
Oh no, they don't mind. They know, like, it's the highest brow comedy. I animate for Yo Mama, and I used to animate for a show called Animeme. It's the best.
Tell us about Animeme.
They're animated memes. Literally, I would trace over templates and then make mouthpieces move, or we would craftily like take a something. You know, someone made a meme, someone else made it, wrote it, and then we just animated it, like made little shorts out of it.
If you look up Animeme on YouTube and you see on the side, it has all the track listings for Animeme, and on the bottom it has like related artists who worked with you all, and the related artists include Teddy Lloyd, Young Money Associates, and PewDiePie. All fantastic artists.
I don't remember them.
Me neither. Yeah.
I also animate too. I make stick figure comics.
Shut the fuck up.
One of the punchlines is like troll face. That like troll.
Okay, we get it. Okay. Anyway.
Hi, Mom. Hello.
So the next video is gonna be Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island review and how it affected Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that movie gave me the spooks. I got scared. I
Holy
almost
shit.
peed my pants.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Hey,
I
anyone
fucking
want?
love Scooby-Doo, the Zombie Island one.
Because I know people are gonna think I'm just gonna tear it apart, but I actually like this one. It actually had a major effect on Scooby-Doo entirely, but you'll find out why. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh boy.
Real quick, how did you feel about
the video?
How did you feel about Billy?
Oh boy.
How did you feel about Billy West voicing Shaggy in that one?
Oh yeah, like he kind of sounded a little off sometimes, but he did mostly a good job.
How long did Billy West do the voice of Shaggy?
One movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it like he was the only person between what was it, Casey Kasem and Matthew Lillard?
But Casey Kasem did return later on for What's New Scooby-Doo, and I'll explain why he left in the video.
Oh well, it's not a happy story.
Yeah. Well, might as well. Basically,
Sorry, no spoilers. Just no one look on Casey Kasem's Wikipedia for the next.
Yeah. Hey, you want to get into the news?
No, not really.
News.
Let's
The news
get into
depresses
that
me.
news.
Now, with PlayStation, you will believe an ass this fat can fit into a package this small.
I'm not fat. I'm getting in shape.
You better be.
Dude,
Because South Park is under attack.
I'll kick you in the nuts.
Super, thanks for asking. Okay, you're going to jail.
Oh, I need to Faust. Hey, stupid, I'm over here.
Comedy Central's South Park, now on PlayStation. From Acclaim.
Okay, so I like to tell everyone that we have a bunch of fan playlists. Like, if you have any Pizza Party podcast animated or videos on YouTube related to the podcast or just me, I made a playlist, and the playlist is linked in the below, the Fan Junk playlist. I don't know what to call it. Yeah.
What about if you just have ones for Nolan?
Anything podcast related.
Or like that, I saw one of somebody took this cartoon of Mavis and like it looked like your voice. I don't know who made that.
Yeah, I don't know. There was some guy who was who was just like gushing after some goth girls using this animation of Mavis from Hotel Transylvania. I don't know what that was about. But
Yeah.
Someone dubbed it in. Also, apparently, someone dubbed that in German.
What? Really?
I don't know. Someone got the audio, dubbed it in German. Like whatever.
Mann, oh Mann, ich bin so durstig für ein gotisches Mädchen. Du hast ja keine Ahnung. Yeah, gotische Zeit, alle Zeit. Oh yeah. Nun werde ich mir die Kante geben. Yeah.
It was worth it. Yeah. So, new...
So we're hearing your shitty goth girl speech in German?
Yeah. So anyway, news. Hey, you guys like Grand Theft Auto?
I only know the fifth one.
Hey, well...
I'm not
old enough to play it yet.
Well, what if I told you they were gonna make like a Grand Theft Auto South Park video game, but it was canceled?
I wouldn't be surprised because you told us that before the podcast started.
Hey, so this YouTuber I follow, Happy Console Gamer, and his friend, I don't know what his name was, oops.
Also Happy Gamer.
We'll call him Chuckle Nuts. So Chuckle Nuts has a friend who gave him an Xbox, and that guy got it off like some other guy, and that guy got it from just like a used game store, like whatever, and it turned out this used Xbox, Chuckle Nuts found that it had a pre-alpha of the South Park video game that was never released. It was like, I guess it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto or The Simpsons Hit and Run, and it barely functions, but like they were trying to make a game like this, and then they just found it, literally. They just found it. There's no other footage of this available. Well, there was one bit of footage, but that was it. But they found a playable demo, and it's just in this Xbox that they just found, essentially. Isn't that crazy?
Did it get canceled because Trey Parker and Matt Stone hated how many South Park games were shit? Because I heard that was kind of the reason, like, they stopped making South Park games for a couple of years.
Who knows? But, wait, crap. Okay, the development team was this thing called Buzz Monkey Software, which they didn't do that much notable stuff. They did, like, a few Tomb Raider games, and then they got bought out by Zynga, a mobile game company. So maybe that's why they canceled the game. Who knows?
It's kind of like one of those like internet images where you're like, I went to a yard sale. I found a GameCube. There's $20 and a steak and blah blah blah.
That happened to me.
Oh really?
I'm the person.
Oh,
he was
the entire time.
Yeah, those were all mine. It was a crazy day. You know, I bought a new car.
That's amazing. I'm glad I met you.
Yeah, now you know. It's all true.
Yeah,
it's all true.
But it's a good thing, like, nothing bad happened. Like, it wasn't like some sort of horrible haunted cartridge or anything from that Xbox.
Well, there were some bad stuff. Like, it did tell me, like, you know, the truth behind 9/11 and stuff. But I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Just share it with Dog with a Blog. He'll listen.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised who it was. It's not who you'd expect.
It was a cat, wasn't it?
Did it tell us the reason why Seth MacFarlane was spared when thousands of other more worthier lives were?
I'm not gonna tell you, but he's heavily involved.
Fucker.
I like to think that Seth MacFarlane lived because he's going to start an animation revolution. We don't know it yet, but eventually he's going to make something so bad.
You know what's sad?
That eventually, what's up?
He's the most. I think he's the most recognizable animation figure today, living like an actual cartoonist who's recognizable.
He's fucking.
Yeah.
Just die already.
Like,
Damn.
go on the street, ask someone to name a famous animator that isn't Walt Disney. See what happens. See who they mention. Seth.
They'll instantly go, some guy will go, well, I have so many to pick from. I mean, there's Tex Avery.
Okay. No, like
Chuck
your average person who doesn't even know what Tex Avery is, you know.
I would just like it to be someone who like you wouldn't expect. They'd be wearing like a football jersey, and then they just break down the history of animation for you.
Oh no!
It would be like,
it all started with.
I mean, what era are we talking about? I mean, if we're talking silent cartoons, I would go with Otto Mesmer. But if we're going with current cartoons, I mean, there's just so many to pick from. I could go with J.G. Quintel. I could go with Pendleton Ward. I could just like keep going. That's my dream of what would happen. Sorry, that's a dumb joke, but it would be
no. I think that's awesome.
Like finally, someone understands my need for animation.
I did see on Tumblr earlier, there was a like template for every Seth MacFarlane common pose ever. And like it was amazing how like on point it was, because every episode features all 9 of these, including the character falling down the ground, and it has that perfect Seth MacFarlane one arm hanging over the back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
I know. Oh god, I'll link an image to that below.
One of my friends drew that for his webcomic, and it was really embarrassing.
Did he create Control-Alt-Delete? Was it Tim Bucky? Bucky?
It wasn't Tim Buckley, no.
Oh, man. Oh, that reminds me. I was at Half Price Books, and I found a used copy of a printed version of Control-Alt-Delete. Like a booklet containing all the first few issues.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I bought it, and it's pretty awful. Wow.
Wait, how does Half Price Books work? Like you get there and the price is half off, or the initial price?
The initial price of the sticker on the back, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's either that or they look on Amazon and they match prices based off that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not like, I would like if you got there and they're like, it's actually half off, and then a buzzer would go off.
Yeah.
And it would be like, oh my god! And then if you work there, like the suicide rate would be really high.
Yeah. It's like, you get half this book. Fuck you.
Yeah, they have a paper cutter that goes, here's half the book.
Enjoy this shit, asshole.
Oh, the ending was on the other half.
That's DLC now.
Have I read this side?
Yeah, but going to
have to bring a friend to get both.
Going to Half Price Books, you'll find a lot of weird DVDs there. Like, I don't know, I was secretly hoping I could find the Day with SpongeBob DVD when I was going through there. But no. But hey, other bit of news. Justin Roiland is teasing at a new series for Fox, the creator of Rick and Morty and the voice, I guess, also, right? He does the voice, right?
Yeah, he does the voice.
He does
for
both
characters.
And Lemon Crab.
On Twitter, he's teasing about this show, which I don't know if he's legit serious or it's just a joke because he's making fun of Fox sitcoms, but it's called Solar Opposites, and it follows these aliens living on Earth, or no, wait, just aliens in general, and they're opposites. It's like the Odd Couple. Huh?
I mean, I know him and Dan Harmon do have a studio, Starburns Industries, and they are trying to be more of studio heads than... so this would make sense within that, but who knows?
I was going to say, if Dan Harmon's not attached to it, I'm out.
Well, I mean...
I'll always give it a chance, but...
Well, Dan Harmon's not as involved in Rick and Morty as everyone thinks.
Really?
Like, he does more of like... He's more of a producer on it than anything. I mean, I'm not saying he's not there every day or something, but it's like more Justin Roiland is kind of the head of it.
Yeah.
It's from... Because I listened to the Dan Harmon podcast, and he's referred to his role on that show as like he like is kind of more checking things and making sure scripts flow well and stuff.
I mean, that's all you need, though. I mean, I'm a really big fan of Dan Harmon personally. I don't actually watch his podcast. I probably should start doing that.
It's really good. Harmontown's a great podcast.
Better than ours.
Yeah, because like big diehard fan of Community.
Oh, you should listen to the podcast. It'll enrich your life. It's both funny and educational. Kind of like School is funny.
Okay.
I'm seeing these tweets now, and he seems very sarcastic about it. Maybe like he said he's not supposed to share this, so maybe if he shares it, it'll get canceled, which is what he's secretly hoping for. Maybe. That's what I like to think.
Or is this just going to end up on what's the FXX channel.
Ow.
Oh, the Fox ADHD thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have some good shows on there, like that Golan show that I talked about. Although people are telling me that the season 2 was actually inferior to the first because they changed a lot of things up.
Oh yeah, the series fucking sucks.
Yeah.
The first few short episodes were better, way better.
The scary part is it's on Fox. And if your name isn't Seth MacFarlane, The Simpsons, or like if your show doesn't have Seth MacFarlane's name attached to it and it's not The Simpsons, and I'm surprised Bob's Burgers has lasted this long. I love it, don't get me wrong. But like, it's got too much heart for it to be on Fox.
Well, King of the Hill had a lot of heart.
That's true. But that lasted a while. Okay, yeah, okay.
Well, I think they know that the thing about animation is that animation does really well in reruns. Because like King of the Hill doesn't look like a show that was made when it was made. So there's like a universal quality, so they can sell it like forever. So they're probably like want another animated sitcom because they make a lot off of Family Guy and Simpsons reruns, and they'll probably make more off Bob's Burgers, and I'm sure they make a lot off King of the Hill. So it probably makes sense bottom line wise to have another animated hit. You know? Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure this Rick and Morty thing is just, this Solar Opposites thing is just a joke.
I mean, I'm sure he could make it good, to be honest. As dumb as it sounds, I think I would watch every episode.
No, I'd rather have one of those fake TV shows like Two Brothers be a show than Solar Opposites.
Really? See, I would go for Ball Fondlers.
What was the dog show? What was that dog show that Rick said, I think this could work as like a 11-minute programming with storyboards?
That was apparently a pilot that Justin Roiland pitched in like Cartoon Network or something.
What was the show? It seems like a commercial and it just keeps going and never ends. Of Doors. That I would watch that. If that was like 30 minutes, I would watch 30 minutes of that. And then he like gets in his car and drives home and the commercial's still going. I love that. That's a good episode of Rick and Morty, by the way.
I'm looking at Solar Opposites right now, and I feel like it looks way too much like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, his art style. Yeah,
I don't know, because it's one of those things where it seems very hacky to just keep using the same art style per project. I know it worked for Futurama, and it's definitely worked for Seth MacFarlane, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to see the same show by the same creator every time visually.
Yeah. Well, assuming this does get picked up, like, is he just gonna quit doing Rick and Morty and go to this? Because isn't that what happened with Community? Like, Dan Harmon left a season and everyone hated it.
No.
He got fired.
No, he left the season because they didn't write him like how they want to do changes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, okay, so what happened was in season 4, NBC was like, you know what, we're letting Dan Harmon go. He fights too much. He gets scripts late. He's over budget every season. And they like, season 4 apparently is the worst season according to all fans, but every problem that's in season 4 happened in season 3. It's just people noticed it because there's no longer this like Dan Harmon's God attached to it. And so that didn't do well because season 4 was so much like season 3, and because like the new showrunner was supposed to bring it into a more friendly to new audiences, but then kept it really obscure and weird. And then they just like, okay, well, we got to save the show. We'll just hire the guy back, and then they canceled it.
They still did an episode where they went to a Inspector Spacetime convention, which is like not normal at all. You know?
Almost all the plot lines for season 4 was originally drafted by Dan Harmon. Like that was those episodes were ones he wanted to do himself. Jeff meeting his father.
Really?
The Inspector Spacetime episode was supposed to be the convention. Alba was supposed to meet a pen pal, and that pen pal was supposed to be the nerdy guy from IT Crowd. What's his name?
Oh, Richard Iotti.
Yeah.
Yeah, he directed a couple Communities before that, so that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Dan Harmon always wanted him back to be that role, and then he also had like an idea. I think he wanted Bill Murray to be Jeff's father, which will never happen, but that was his goal.
Well, you know the Bill Murray thing. If you want him to do a role, this is a real thing. You call an answering service, and he only sometimes checks it.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gets the message in time, he'll sometimes do it. But like Monsters Incorporated wanted him, and he just wasn't checking his messages a lot then, and so he missed out. I'm not joking. Like, he's confirmed it. It's
just
real.
Leave a message in like a tree bark, and like maybe he'll get back to you at night.
Because unless apparently you know him and he comes to your parties regularly, like George Clooney, there's no way Bill Murray will do. Like, if you've ever wondered how come Bill Murray does so much George Clooney stuff, it's just because Bill Murray likes to party. That's the only. It's like, unless you know him really well, otherwise it's like a crapshoot. It's 50-50.
Mm-hmm. But to finish off the community thing, was basically the thing that sucked was he had all these plot lines he wanted to do, and then it was done on the season, he wasn't there. And then he got his show back.
Yeah, for 5 and 6.
And so, like, 6th season, there's this, like, plot with Britta and her family, and that's, like, his, like, coping with it. Like, he made that plot line just so he can kind of have a character meet their family, like he wanted to do with Jeff. And so it's, like, a watered-down version of it.
That was a good episode. I like that episode.
I loved season 6 for the most part.
Where her parents... She can't accept that her parents are cool now because they used to be lame. And then someone says it's like Jimmy Fallon syndrome. Yes, you can't accept that people like Jimmy Fallon now because Jimmy Fallon used to be so awful. And now it's like, yeah, sorry. I just like that phrase. It's like so true about Jimmy Fallon.
Is Jimmy Fallon the guy that just recently did the All That thing? Or
yeah,
not All
he
That,
does
but Good Burger?
Show. But before, he was kind of the cute guy on SNL, and he could never get through a sketch without laughing. So he was always kind of like this guy. You're like, what's his deal? And he'd do a lot of shitty movies. But then he started doing late night, and now he has all this respect. So,
did you guys see the Good Burger skit?
Where they reunited Kenan and Kel for the first time ever in like 1,000 years?
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
Ow. How dare you.
I was surprised because Kel... Anytime he's asked about it, he goes, look, Kenan and I do not talk, and Kenan really doesn't want much to do with me. So I was kind of surprised that it happened, because it seemed like something that was, like, never going to happen.
Well, I think it's more Nickelodeon's very big on, like, let's bring back the 90s. They have a movie they're working on. They're doing that new block. I think this is just something where Nickelodeon was... Because they also did a Zoe 101 reunitement thing where the male love interest in that show never found out something she said about him, and like he's about to get engaged with another girl that looks just like her, and then all of a sudden his friend just shows up and is like, I know what Zoe said, I found it, and then like he just completely like just drops the girl he's about to marry to fawn over Zoe again. It's really stupid but kind of like clever at the same time. But like all these new revival skits, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another live action revival in the next couple of weeks. As like I think it's Nickelodeon putting their horses, or whatever the
they're just splatting all over the place.
Oh man, okay. Well, now now there's like a billion things that this can segue into. Like first,
sorry.
Okay, well, first off, Zoe 101 got a conclusion finally because the director Dan Harmon, or the producer, decided to record an ending like so many years later for Zoe 101, because apparently she left a message somewhere in I think a clam, and then
a time capsule
which was shaped like a clam or something.
I don't know.
A clam's involved.
Yeah, so there's a clam here somewhere, and then now they recorded one, and also that Good Burger thing happened. But also like, hey, you guys familiar with Pro Jared, this YouTuber? He does.
I don't know if anyone can really be pro Jared right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was there. I went for it. I'm not ashamed.
I'm happy you went for it.
I'm proud of you. I'm just proud of you for that
controversial stance. Okay, but hey, Pro Jared, anyone recognize him?
No.
Okay, he makes videos on video games, like reviews and such, and then Dan Harmon, the producer for like Drake and Josh, iCarly, Zoe 101, all these Disney sitcoms. I mean, Nickelodeon sitcoms.
Dan Harmon?
No, I think he's
Dan Schneider. Whoops. Okay.
Dan Fetish Man.
I thought you were
Dan Man with the plan. I love Feet Schneider.
No, shh.
I thought you were like, oh man, we keep talking about how great Dan Harmon is, so you keep listing these terrible shows.
Oh, okay, well, I got confused because Dana Schneider, Dan Harmon, all the Dans in the world.
All right.
Dana.
It's not Dana, it's just Dan.
Okay, Dana Schneider is the voice of Master Shake, but Dan Schneider is the producer for all these Nickelodeon sitcoms this new show called Game Shakers where these 13-year-olds make apps, and this is the future of gaming because they're making apps on and they're 13-year-olds. But anyway, Dan Schneider invited Pro Jared to be on the show for a 30-second cameo, and they actually refer to him as Pro Jared, which is weird because I don't know what. Aren't they afraid one of the kids will look up Pro Jared on YouTube and find his videos, and one of his videos includes Top 10 Dicks, which is video displaying actual full frontal nudity in video games.
No, I think it was they put his name in there so people would jump on it. They're Pro Jarrett fans, tweet about it, be like, "Oh my God, Pro Jarrett was on the show!"
You can just tell how fucking desperate Nickelodeon is getting with all the fucking '90s pandering.
That's just Dan's plan. You see, they want all the fans to be distracted by Pro Jarrett, so he can funnel over the feet.
You shut up about the feet. It's not true.
What was hilarious though is that I watched this video about it, and he's just like, I did it. They barely paid me. I had to pay for my flight to get there. And then apparently they bought even though he had his own clothes, they bought his outfit from the video. It was they just went to a store, got him, and gave him the extra pairs, and recreated his set with a shittier version that didn't have video games on it because they can't promote other video games.
Yeah.
But they actually bought him his outfit again.
Yeah, but that's the dream. Maybe someday some cartoon person will contact me saying, "Hey, you want to come over to Cartoon Network and we'll film you jerking off?" That's the dream.
He was in a shower.
Oh yeah, that was true. That was they filmed the shower scene with Jared. That's a little weird in this kid's show
with his clothes on.
Yeah. Pro Jared.
To clarify, just someone wasn't I can go see Pro Jared.
Also, he also mentioned other YouTubers, some guy from Smosh and other people he doesn't recognize to be on there. So yeah, that's worth noting.
I was at VidCon this last one, only because the Yo Mama crew paid for it. They wanted they invited me to the stupid mansion party with mermaids and shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no. This is how stupid it was. They gave us a golden ticket, made out. Let me link
what the
this for you.
hell is this magical bullshit you get invited to?
That's the ticket you had to have to get into the damn party.
Is this
fucking metal?
Is this a murder mystery? Someone gets murdered and everyone has to solve the mystery or something?
Oh no, I thought I was gonna die because you had to meet up in a U-turn, a circle, whatever you call them, and you had to show up the ticket, and then a party bus comes and unloads a bunch of people. There was the people that made the princess rap battles next to me, a couple people from Toonocracy, and then some people from Titmouse because I was in the animation crew. Because this is the people that make Yo Mama, and they had this huge party to celebrate their new company, Rise 9, and it was ridiculously expensive. Mermaids were there, they paid people to swim in a pool with realistic, movie quality mermaid costumes, and there was a lady that was a lamp, she just stood there the whole night, and they were giving away free swag and everything. It was stupid, but it was just them, hey, we have money.
Did you get to swim with the mermaids?
I did not, but I took a picture.
What's the point?
I started because all the alcohol was 70 proof, it was really really strong, and at a certain point, me and the other animators were talking about saving them, freeing them, we're close enough to the ocean, we can do this.
Throw a garbage can through the glass tank of the aquarium.
Oh, because of the golden ticket, the metal thing that is clicked. They also had Oompa Loompas. They had short people dressed like Oompa Loompas serving drinks.
Are you sure this isn't some sort of James Bond villain that invited you?
This sounds like a fucking fever dream.
It was real. I have photos.
Someone has too much money to spend.
Please send photos.
But while I was at VidCon, they had the app that they make, the narwhal thing, the donut narwhal. That's in the show, and they were advertising that. It's did you ever been to VidCon? Have you ever went, Grammar?
No.
It's like a conference, but for tweens. It's ridiculously how young it skews. You could get your picture with the Ninja Turtles.
What is this for children?
Yes. I'm 25 and I've never felt older. I walked through and everyone was clearly a younger age than me.
Oh my god!
And it was just a bunch of networks, at least the bigger ones like Maker and such, just giving away free swag or trying to be hip. It was ridiculous.
Tony Hawk there?
But no, he was
Damn,
not.
this seems like something he'd show up for.
But the narwhal was there, and you could throw donuts on it. Like, it was a person dressed up as a narwhal in the costume, and the goal of the game was to throw donuts onto the narwhal horn.
That's so sad.
Don't know if I'll be back.
Why wouldn't you eat the donuts? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't.
Is
know.
the narwhal guy just tied up and saying, "Please stop throwing donuts at me, please"?
Help!
Wait, is it like a creepy like Tusk like scenario?
Jim, nobody saw that movie.
Some people saw it. There were other people in the theater, or it was shadows. I don't know. There was someone.
It was cardboard cutouts that to make it look like there's more people.
The only one.
Actually, there was one time I thought I saw a movie and there was someone else there, and then I realized there wasn't, or it was a ghost. I don't know.
I don't know if I could see another Kevin Smith movie after Red State.
Oh no.
I burnt by that. That movie was so bad. I mean, I love every movie before that, except for Jersey Girl. But Zack and Mary Make a Porno. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. And Red State.
Yeah, I feel Zack and Mary Make a Porno really went into a dark turn. Like, it wasn't as good as the prequels, Zack and Cody. Never mind.
Zack and Cody make a snuff film.
Oh.
But I will say it wasn't voluntarily like the first one, so it's not as fun. It ends kind of bad. Eli Roth directed it.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, that party thing.
Yeah,
is that the news? What's going on right now?
I'm just fascinated by this place that Stev went to.
the mansion party.
Who ran this party again?
It was his old YouTube name was Outback Zach, and then another he started up a company with 5 other YouTubers, and I guess it's a merchandising company. I still don't know what it is. And I guess I technically work for them.
Oh, I see.
I feel like you're gonna get murdered just for saying all this. Just this feels like super low key. Like, this is gonna be a big party, but nobody can know about it. And then you're just fucking.
It's like the Stonecutters meeting.
Keep in mind, it's a media company, so their big thing was to have all these big people there, and so we will all tweet about it. So raising the awareness of Rise 9, that was the whole thing.
Rise 9.
Some of the people, Smosh was there.
Did you get to meet Smosh?
I did not get to meet Smosh. They turned out the people who owned the mansion found out Smosh was going to be there and had their kids there, so they immediately left. They were like, "Nope,
fuck
I'm
this."
Out. I met Jaxie Moto and Tomar there. They were cool.
Cool.
Red Minus was there. I don't know if you guys know him.
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
Oh, these are just
people.
YouTube animators and voice actors. Tomar was the narrator for Skullgirls.
Oh yeah, Tomar's my favorite Green Lantern.
Yeah. Red Minus does a lot of cool stuff. Let's see. What's that kid, the adult that looks like a kid? Andy Milonakis, he was there for whatever reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did interact with him.
I used to like that show a lot.
Tobuscus was there. He sung to me. He
did he propose also?
He sung me whatever his new song was, and we were talking about animation. He's like, "Oh yeah, the people did really good, but I fired them all." I'm like, what?
So here's a song after I fired you.
It's
fired.
He crumbled up my business card, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that guy ever."
Wait, he seriously crumbled up your fucking business card right
Oh yeah. He took it and crumbled it in his hand with one hand and shoved it into his pocket, but it was clearly not it could have missed his pocket and it wouldn't have mattered to him.
Wow.
Yeah. While at VidCon though, I met Nice Peter, who was legitimately excited to he's like, "Oh, if I email you this, you'll send me your best stuff. That's awesome!" He got super stoked. Because I went to VidCon with business cards, hoping to land some animation gigs.
So yeah,
and
okay,
yeah.
Go on.
No,
never mind. How do you stop talking? Go on.
Oh no, I was gonna say was the only gig I got from that was Smosh sent me an email, but then told me that they because I ran into Smosh Games guys, and they sent me an email saying we don't have a budget, and I'm just like, you just made a fucking movie. Don't tell me they wanted me to work for Exposure.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
wow, everybody seems to be into that one. Mm-hmm. That's a new phrase.
Exposure.
Fucking Smosh. I didn't know Smosh guys were complete and utter Jews.
Whoa, no. It wasn't Smosh per se. Whoa. Let's step back here for a second.
Whoa, hey.
Basically,
you should say, if they offer you exposure, you should say, people can die of exposure. So
expose this.
To be fair,
your dick.
It was Smosh Games that didn't have a budget, so it could have easily have been like a separate company that's just using Smosh's name. Like it might not be directly related to them. So themselves, I don't know what they're like, but Smosh Games is like, yeah, we get this many views. We'll gladly promote you. And it's like, if you ever done a collaboration on YouTube, so being promoted means nothing. Oh. Like you'll get like 1,000 new subscribers, and it's like, yay!
Yeah. Hey, thanks for being on this podcast for exposure, Stev.
You're welcome.
You get nothing.
Or thank you.
Yeah,
I don't know. There might be like someone to be like, okay, I kind of like that guy. I like that asshole's voice. I'll jump over.
Yeah, Pan, thanks for keeping me on for 20 plus episodes. I really appreciate the exposure.
We're on our 30 something, I think 34. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget because I don't care anymore.
So yeah, did you have fun at VidCon?
Don't we have questions to answer?
This is more interesting.
What's going on right now?
Let's move on. Enough about
after
me.
his whole life story. But hey, other news. One last bit of news. Hey, so my people win because there's this movie called Un Gallo con Muchos Huevos, and it got 8th place a few weeks back in the movie box office with 3.4 million. And this is a Spanish-speaking film in America, which is the first ever Spanish language animated feature to be released in wide U.S. theaters. And
that's kind of awesome.
I thought it was a kids movie, but first off, the name kind of says otherwise, and also this is PG-13 because you know what the name translates out to.
What?
I do not, because
this is not for fucking kids.
Un gallo con muchos huevos translates out to a chicken with a lot of balls, essentially.
Oh, really? What? Did you see it?
Oh, no. Well, I saw it on, like, my Fandango app. It's like, what is this? I was like, I don't care.
I thought about seeing it, but I was, like, not sure if it'd be subtitled, and I don't know enough Spanish for it to make any sense. I would just...
English? Would that title be like that like essentially translates to like a chicken has a lot of courage, or is it just literally chicken has some balls?
Literally, it translates to a chicken with a lot of eggs, but like muchos huevos is essentially how you would say a lot of balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I knew it's a web cartoon, right?
Apparently, it's a franchise because like I was on IMDb and it says this is the this is like the 5th movie from the Gallo franchise. So it's like there was more than one. What is this? Where did this come from?
I thought it was cool. It did well enough to get in the top 10.
Yeah.
It's the first. I think it's the first Mexican. It's a Mexican cartoon.
Yeah,
right?
Spanish translated.
Yeah, I mean, if I think it's cool that a Mexican cartoon can do that well. I mean, I didn't get to see it though. The thing is though, I couldn't find online if it was going to have English subtitles or not.
I don't know. The trailers did have subtitles, but I don't know about the movie itself.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it didn't say, because there was, what was that movie last year that was that was a big hit, and it was Spanish from Mexico. Wasn't it from Mexico?
Are you talking about the Book of Life?
Was it Book of Life?
No. It was like, it was in Spanish. It was like not an animated film. I forget the name of it.
One of those live action films. I know my parents saw it, but I don't know what it was called.
Because I remember that one, actually, certain screens didn't have any subtitles. It was just in Spanish.
Yeah, although what I've heard is like when an American movie gets brought to Mexico, only children's films are dubbed. Any adult films, any like PG-13 and up films that don't market to kids are usually subtitled.
Isn't it weird to think that like so much of our stuff goes there, but us Americans are too like, I'm not gonna watch something with subtitles, or the mouth flips don't match. Like, nothing can really translate over here besides this movie. Apparently,
we're kind of like we just make all the content for the rest of the world, and we never want to see anyone else's stuff except for anime. But that's a niche audience.
That's been kind of what's been going on since like World War II.
Yeah, because like the original Godzilla was like they got the original Godzilla from like what, the 40s, 50s.
Late 50s. 50s.
What they did is, for America, they got the original Godzilla film and they cut out all the human parts with Japanese people and replaced it with American actors.
Well, they also cut out all the parts because it's kind of a political movie, and they cut out all those parts to take all that out, because it's basically not it doesn't make America look good because that was during the American occupation of Japan, and it makes America look like a bunch of assholes. So they, of course, cut all that out and dulled it down and made it into Godzilla King of Monsters, which is, it's like flat out the way they recut that film I consider kind of racist, to be honest. I think it's like, it was 1954.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing America doesn't do that anymore with movies.
But you should, if you haven't seen the original, the Japanese one's called Gojira. You should see it if you haven't seen it. It's like a really, really good movie.
Is it the one that has like a 3-second fight between American Godzilla and Japanese Godzilla?
No, this is the first one. This is the very first Godzilla movie.
Oh, okay.
But but the original cut of it is really good. It's just the American version. They literally got an American actor and shot him for 1 day for an entire movie.
Oh.
And inserted him into a movie from this guy. The guy who directed the original Ishiro Honda. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce anything. But he worked for like Akira Kurosawa. Like, he was a really good filmmaker. And then they just hired some kid off the lot who knew how the camera worked and got an actor and go, here, just stand against the wall and go, oh no, Godzilla, or
some
something.
guy in like a radio booth just talking about, oh look, there goes Godzilla. And
like, they could not give less of a fuck. It was like so disrespectful. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Jumping back to the Ungullo Kanmocho, I don't know how to pronounce the chickens.
A chicken with a lot of balls.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Common Sense Media, and it has like what parents need to know. It has a 3 out of 5 positive message, but it also has a 3 out of 5 sex. Like, I guess the sex is a heavy plot element in the movie.
What? Why is it PG-13? I want to know.
It has language, and it has drinking, drugs, and smoking in it. Not a lot though. It's only got 1 out of 5 for that.
I like when the reasons for why movies are rated certain things, but sometimes it'll just say in big letters, language. And I'm like, well, all movies have language. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Like, language.
No talking.
Oh, it's bolded. It's strong language. It's a symbolism.
Strong. Oh, so they're talking loudly? It has more presence.
Speaking of movie ratings, I'm really curious about what Rocky Horror Picture Show would be rated now.
When did it?
Like, if they went back and re-rated it.
Rating? PG?
I think it's like R or something.
Well, that was also when that was rated R. There was no PG-13.
Yeah.
So. Now it would be that. Before, was it mid 80s? There wasn't a PG-13. So those ratings, it's like a little more wishy-washy because it was literally you were PG or you were R or you were G, and that was it, or you were X. So
apparently it's rated R for sexual content, brief nudity, brief language, and only brief violence.
You ever look at you remember when people were freaking out over Terminator Salvation being PG-13?
Oh, I do kind of remember.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm looking back to like Terminator 2, and I think that movie really wasn't R-rated that much. Like, there wasn't. I mean, I guess if that was made now, like, there really wouldn't be that much violence to constitute an R rating.
That's true. I guess because he rips his hand out of his skin, and that at the time was pretty crazy. But it's also, some.
Wow! Excuse you.
Jeez. Whoops.
But I know some movies will actually kind of pay for a higher rating.
Oh yeah,
I've heard of that. I don't have any document or like articles, but I've heard of studios being like, look, if we get a PG, this is going to make $10 million less dollars. Like, you can't get a lower rating because you'd get in trouble. Obviously, people would get upset, but a higher rating, no one's going to do anything. So I haven't heard like an article just about it, but I've heard studios have said like, could this just be R? And they're like, yeah, I don't really care if it's R, just it can't be PG, basically. You can't go lower, you can only go higher.
It's weird because there's a turning point. Like in the 90s, it was the other way around. Like if you got so high, you're just out. Like there goes a movie, recut it.
That's true, but I think there's certain films that would hurt them if they weren't a certain rating. But it is
like a horror movie. If a horror movie's PG-13, no,
unless you're The Grudge.
Like, I don't want to see Green Inferno if it's PG-13. That shit's got to be R. I got to see some people getting eaten and shit.
Wasn't there that documentary? This film is not yet rated. which goes over a lot of weird double standards and just strange things that goes through the MPAA and that have to get cut out or altered.
Yeah. Also, well, like the amount of thrusts when someone's having sex, this isn't a joke, that actually comes up. They're like, there's too many thrusts. You need to cut out 3 thrusts, and then it's okay for this rating. I'm serious. That was like the big thing for the because I remember when American Pie came out on VHS, and they're like, we're gonna put the 2 or 3 thrusts back into the movie, so it'll be how we originally intended it. And I was like, really? Like, you want to see that guy fuck that pie that much more? Like, I don't get it, but okay.
One recent movie I found that really got screwed over by MPA was the live-action Spawn movie.
Wait, what happened?
Spawn is supposed to be this super violent superhero comic, but they made the movie PG-13 since, I don't know, I guess some little kids can see it too, and it's a superhero film.
Well, the thing with comics is if you buy a Spawn comic at a comic book store, they're not going to ask for your ID. So, like, I was not 13 yet, I think, when the Spawn movie came out. And I saw it because I had been reading Spawn for, like, 5-6 years. So, like, and most kids my age had, so I guess they had to because their target demo would be too young to see it if it was R.
Yeah, well, same thing happened with Mortal Kombat movies. But anyway, like Spawn, like they had to get rid of all these major scenes or like shorten them, like the death of Spawn, where you see what's Spawn's human form called?
Al Simmons.
Well, Al Simmons, like when you see him on fire, like they completely cut that out of the film. They cut out a lot of deaths because they said, hey, if you have Al Simmons die on screen, you're not allowed to show anyone else die in the film. So they had to cut out his death and make it less gruesome, and then to preserve everything else, and other things were just cut out. It was terrible.
Jesus.
They kept passing it back and forth between MPA and editing, just to get it approved, and when it did, the movie was garbage.
I mean, the movie was not like it was Citizen Kane if it had been
It's the same plot of Ant-Man. It ends in a girl's bedroom.
Oh, it does end in a girl's bedroom.
I guess they didn't have any money at the time, but on the DVD cover it says it's the special effects movie of the year, and when you see the scenes that take place in hell, you can see why.
Oh yeah, I was so excited for that movie too, and it was like
Food Fight. Everyone, go see it.
Oh, and they most of the characters in Spawn are actually black in the comic, but they had to recast white people in a lot of the roles because they wouldn't give them enough money if it was an all black cast. I remember that at the time, but they were like really open about that. The studio told them that, which was like, I feel like now the studio would be like, "Yo, shut the fuck up, all right? Like, calm down, like don't be blowing that out of proportion, all right?" But almost everyone in the Spawn comic is black, and I think only Spawn or Al Simmons and his wife are. I think everyone else is white in the movie. It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Yeah, that was something. I don't know, for some reason I went through some sort of Spawn phase like a few days ago. Just like, oh man, I gotta watch everything Spawn related for some reason.
Oh, the first like 10 issues are like really good. After that it gets mad stupid, but the first 10 issues are really good.
Is the HBO cartoon series any good?
I guess you can make a reference to that.
I didn't have HBO at the time, so I don't know it that well, actually.
I hear the animation is really good, but yeah, other than that, I'm not really too sure.
I mean, I don't really have a significant story with that, but like apparently, remember blank VHSs? Like you record anything you want on them.
Yeah.
I would HBO. I would have a friend who had HBO. He would record at night, and then I would borrow that to watch it. And at a certain point, if it ends randomly, it like stops, heads back, and starts recording again at the beginning. Not very efficient. And that's how I saw the Spawn TV show.
Wow, that's a weird '90s thing. The Image Comics cartoons, because Image Comics was so big. You had Spawn, Wildcats, the Max, and then Savage Dragon, which I think ended up being the most successful cartoon.
Okay. I need to look that up because, I remember someone linking me the Savage Dragon intro to the cartoon, and the intro looks really good. But I'm wondering, is the actual cartoon itself going to be just very mediocre?
I don't think it was very good. It just USA bought the rights and ran it for way too long.
Yeah, but look up the Savage Dragon intro. It's awesome, but damn, but like every intro in the 90s and 80s, like the intro is a million times better than the show itself.
No, they'd spend the amount of time they animated an episode on the theme song. It was crazy. I was like, why did you do this? Like,
then even better is when the show went to Japan. Usually they had a Japanese intro. That's even better.
The X-Men Japanese intro is amazing.
Cry for the moon! Yeah, the really hair metal version of X-Men with the intro action scenes that are like way better than the show itself.
Or did you ever see Transformers Animated?
Oh yeah, that too. That had a Japanese intro.
The Japan version makes the show look fucking badass. Like it's an action show.
Damn. Wasn't there like some Ninja Turtles anime where they get these crystals and they turn super anime-ish?
Supermutation! yeah. So there was a Japanese spinoff of Ninja Turtles where the Turtles and the Bebop, Rocksteady, and Shredder had mutation stones, and it would turn them into Gundams, more or less. And then they would fuse together into Saint Mutation. It was awesome.
How come they didn't cross it over into that for Turtles Forever?
Yeah, they're actually a reference to them. I think it's like Michelangelo dressed in his spider mech suit.
Wow. All right, so questions. If anybody has a question, be sure to start off with the word question so it's easier to find, and post them on this YouTube page, this YouTube video. Okay, so first question. Gorge Van Thros question: have you ever seen a celebrity right before they died? I saw Philip Seymour Hoffman a day before he died died with his kid.
That's a very specific. Jesus.
This person killed this person.
You think we just live in Hollywood and just go partying with all these celebrities?
What did this person just want us to tell that story? Like, oh my god!
Wow! You were the last person to see Philip Seymour Hoffman. Good for you.
If there's any murder suspects, we know who's on it now.
Yeah, we'll fucking find you, Gorge.
In '94, I used to live in Seattle, and I was about 8, but I was a low-level heroin dealer, and Kurt Cobain showed up at my house, and I sold him some stuff on about April 1st, 1994. I'm not sure what happened after that. I haven't heard much from him, but I'm bummed. Thank you.
She didn't die, but I met Sandra Oh when I was at the Chicago Zoo.
Well, that doesn't count if she didn't die.
Yeah, it doesn't count, Nolan.
Okay, who the fuck here has that? Shut the fuck up.
One time, it was like 2 years ago, I was hanging out with my friend Paul Walker, and he was like, should I get this car?
No!
I don't know. I can keep just coming up with celebrities who've died in tragic ways and going like...
I was hanging out with Robin Williams right before he died.
I was on the phone with Seth McFarlane. I told him not to get on the plane.
You
Thanks
bastard.
a lot. Thanks a lot.
I was hanging out with Phil Hartman and his wife, and they were like, God, we're so in love.
Oh, Jesus.
I challenged Michael Jackson to a dance-off right before he died. I beat him, and he can't confirm that he didn't.
This is all terrible. Now every celebrity hates us.
And they're dead.
Implying any celebrity gives a shit about this podcast.
Oh, I don't know. Like, you ever see that Twitter post where Kanye says, "Oh hell no, Spirited Away better than Akira"? No way. Sorry, everyone. I was just watching a top 10 animes list on YouTube.
Oh, I remember that tweet.
It makes me wonder, like, what if Kanye West is watching my videos? You ever think about that?
Kanye West is not watching your videos.
Man, Pan Pizza sure knows his shit about anime. How long that shit?
Never talk about anime, you dumb fuck.
What if he's always playing it like right before his concerts, and he's like, everyone shut the fuck up. Nolan and Ken have a really good retort in this section of the pod. Like he re-listens to them and memorizes them.
They're not really, I guess they're not like traditional celebrities, but like I met a lot of voice actors and they're the biggest like nerdy people I've ever met, or like YouTube, like they love YouTube. Like the voice of Jinx from League of Legends, she's all like, I love Markiplier, and so and so.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I like Jinx. Yeah, she's
or
awesome.
like the voice of Steven Universe is a big fan of what's his name that did the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridge.
Oh, Little Karibo.
Little Karibo?
Yeah, so like
I love Little Karibo. Garden, let's go watch this video.
But it's just it's weird thinking like people in the industry are like really big fans of these web shows. So it's honestly not that far off. I know that when I was teaching at a art institute, like half the room was watching one of your videos when it came out.
Oh boy,
I don't remember which one, but I just remember one of them's like, "Oh, pan pizza." Yeah, it's like, shouldn't you be fucking working?
Yeah, shouldn't you be fucking jerking, asshole?
Hey, he just stole that guy's pizza.
I hope the voice actor of Jinx likes me, because Jinx is fine. From League of Legends, and or the Teen Titans Jinx, she's great.
He does the voice of Connie from King of the Hill.
The voice of Jinx from League of Legends, her name's Sarah Williams, and she's freaking adorable in person. Like, she has a very naturally cartoony voice. Like, she sounds more like the Pinwheel from Skullgirls.
Oh,
like, that's pretty close to her natural, like, voice.
I'm 13, I'm a fucking tween. That's basically how Pinwheel... Oh, wait, no, you said Pinwheel, not Peacock. Never mind, whoops.
No, the cartoony one that, like, here's a pie!
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
another
Peacock.
pie!
You said Pinwheel.
Pinwheel? Oh, sorry, wait. Yeah, Peacock. Sorry, I actually just bought Skullgirls because of her. I'm like Skype friends with her, and I was like, oh, I've never played this game. She's like, do it! And like Steam had like some sale where I got like all the content for like $7.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, because they've been releasing the characters like for the first month free, the new characters, I think. Yeah, like band person and
Beowulf.
Yeah, and
Big Band.
Other girl. Yeah, those characters. I forget.
Robot version of a previous character.
Well, they include it as a joke, like, hey, here's something extra. It doesn't cost that much.
Okay. I think she was free at the time.
Yeah, Robo Fortune. Yeah.
The game's good. Sorry, we gotta be answering questions, but real quick, what do you feel about this is my question. How do you feel about them fighting herds?
Oh yeah. Oh, we need to report that. Okay. So a long time ago,
in a land far, far away.
Yeah.
A galaxy.
This development team, this group of indie gamers, just called the Main Six, was working on a fighting game of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic show, because that was super, super popular back then. And
now it's not.
Yeah, kind of just fizzled out, the fandom. Mm-hmm. But they were making this 2D fighting game, and it has the Skullgirls engine, like it was almost done. Like I think they said it was like the final day of completion when Hasbro sent them a cease and desist, like, yeah, you can't release this. Well, what happened was Lauren Faust, who created the designs for Friendship is Magic, said, hey, I'll come up with some designs for your fighting game. And
your shitty fighting game.
How dare you? And here we are now. They released footage of it, and like it looks pretty good. Like it looks like Lauren Faust's art style.
Well, she designed the characters.
I mean, I know that's what. I meant that as a compliment. Like, yeah, it looks like she totally did this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They released one of the new characters. So it's a half dragon, half horse.
Yeah, it's not Rainbow Dash.
Adores.
They're not related. It's kind of like that Gecko game, the one that's a Banjo-Kazooie S game, what it was called?
It looks ugly, yeah.
How dare you?
Gex?
No, not Gex. The other, the team behind Banjo-Kazooie.
The Civilian and the bat with the red nose.
Ukulele.
Ukulele, yeah. So that's the trend on Kickstarter. Make a knockoff version of the creator's previous project, so, it'll totally, so you won't get sued.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They should have waited till they completed the game before releasing it.
Well, it still needs more time, and I think they're doing a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe. Indiegogo, yeah. So if you want to support that fighting game, go throw your money at it, and you'll get a 2D fighting game with a Skullgirls engine and has ponies and its hooves.
Well, to be fair, to be honest, it getting a cease and desist was probably the greatest thing artistically for the game, because the game looks great now. New characters that aren't just the same one with different hairstyles. Okay, they have a goat, one of those not llamas, something starts with an A. Yeah, they have a goat. Let's see, they have a cow named Arizona, and they have a unicorn in there for the pony fans. They still have a unicorn, and if they make it their benchmarks, like if they get to their stretch goals, they're adding a goat.
Yay.
And like they have some cool new stuff with it, and I think the art style and animation looks great. Like I'm super stoked for it, and I wouldn't have been if it was a My Little Pony game personally.
Yeah,
but
now it's for everyone instead of just pony fans.
But the thing that sucks is that it clearly, like, it's going to make it because it's so early on, but, like, it's slowly gaining it versus, like, most Indiegogos and Kickstarters make it within the first day.
Yeah.
And if it was still a pony game, you know for a fact it would have made it the first day.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sucks that people can't get beyond that.
Yeah, although I guess it's for the best they steer clear of all pony-related things, so, like, your average person will, like, think, hey, this looks like a cool fighting game with cartoony visuals. Because I like any game that has cartoony visuals, like Cell Damage or whatever.
And then it's got like a new story developed by Lauren Faust. So it's like, I don't know. I'm more excited about it than ever before, and it just sucks that I'm like, why doesn't it fund it yet? I want it funded.
Yeah. But hey, so anyone have any thoughts on it?
Nope. Next question.
Oh. Okay. Rodrigo Bocarnegra. Question: what are your favorite artists on the internet, like on Tumblr or something? 3.
What?
What are your favorite artists on the internet?
Not you.
Fuck.
Gashi. Zone Tan.
What did I
Nolan.
do?
Pizza Supper. Rocket Syrup. There.
No, Rocket Syrup is dead, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He closed down his Tumblr because he's really sick in the hospital.
What?
Yeah. Pretty sad.
I'm sorry.
Check Mommy's Boys for more info.
Yeah, check out me and Ken's other podcast, Mommy's Boys.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? You going behind my back?
We say absolutely nothing for like an hour. It's great.
What the fuck, boo-boo?
Yeah, we, there's one podcast where it's just us going, I'm sorry, what'd you say? For 10 minutes.
Oh.
I like that.
Yeah.
I prefer to, I like to call it the first Dadaist podcast. So.
No, actually, I remember there was another Dadaist podcast a long time ago. Okay, it was called Freeze Cracker. It was like this troll site that like was making fun of Screw Attack at the time. I forget why. Anyway, it was just like a guy just burping into the mic and just like shouting.
That's not a podcast. That's just some dude recording by himself.
Well, he said it's a podcast. Well, what's the limit for what's a podcast and what's not? You know, what's a movie and what's just a long video?
Or what's a commentary?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, because
That's a really good question.
I didn't ask to have this existential crisis.
Yeah.
I just claimed that we were the first Dadaist podcast, and Pan over here is fucking shitting.
Bullshit on that.
I did find out what new media defines as long-term like short-term content and long-term content.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if it's less than 30 minutes, it is short. Like it's just short-form content, and then if it's longer than that, it's long-term.
Mm-hmm.
And you think before I assumed it'd been like 3 minutes, and then anything past that would have been long. But according to Vessel, because I was going to be talking to Vessel about doing stuff there, but I decided not to. But
yeah. So, anyone else have favorite artists online?
I have like favorite animators. I don't know about how I feel about Hot Diggity Demon like personality, but he's one of the most hardworking animators I've seen on YouTube. He just has like a certain like crisp to his work.
Mm-hmm.
And I always forget people's names. I'm used to icons more than actual like images is what I resonate with.
Although sometimes I like try to network with these people. Like, hey, come on, please notice me. Like, hey, I'm pretty popular. Talk to me. I'm liking your stuff and we're blogging. Because I follow this artist. They draw pornography of goth characters, and they are exactly what I want. Let me see.
Oh my god.
Look.
It's the guy.
Look. I got. It's not that bad. Well, okay, sure, they draw characters who are once children, but they age them up.
What?
Look, I don't condone.
Just admit you're into it, you fucking faggot.
No, okay,
This is getting to be
I only
too
like the
Jared.
ones that are like, like Raven, like she's already an adult, like,
He's 16.
no, Raven, no.
I'm gonna find the creator of Teen Titans before you. I'm gonna make them convince me that like Raven's 16.
You can't do this.
Like make a canon.
Their
Make a
name-
post.
Their name is KindaHornyArt.tumblr.com. I guess I'll link to that in the description. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Goth me the
I
sign
wonder
up.
if they'll draw anything of Steven.
Yeah. No, Steven's not goth, so it doesn't count.
Damn it.
It is too.
Just
Have you
wait
seen
till we
Goth
get
Pearl?
something like that.
Oh yeah, someone's drawing like metal goth versions of the crystal gems, and I forget who it was, but it was awesome.
Oh yeah, I love the Goth Pearl. Like, it's so good.
Goth Pearl. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a conflict of interest to include my own friends that I know to put on here. Sluggy Slimes. They draw like a bunch of pixel soft grunge looking characters and Zoe Stanley arts.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, and they draw a bunch of pinups.
I like Octonite and Gastric Tank. They're cool.
Yeah.
I like Tom Preston.
Uh-oh.
I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna have to pull a George Lucas and edit you out completely.
Oh no.
I'm joking. I don't care for him.
You'll be replaced by Jar Jar Binks. Hey, when we have Jar Jar Binks on the podcast, say something, Jar Jar Binks.
Misa, so happy to be here.
Shut the fuck up, Jim.
And add in Jar Jar Binks sounds every time Steve talks. Misa, like a suck of your dick. Misa, like the attention. Misa, love a podcast. Misa.
Hey, so I don't know what
I regret my joke.
what's going on. I forget what we were talking about.
Official 3DO.
I always forget what we were talking about.
Yeah, so artists we like on any site. Yeah, Zone 10. It's like, yeah, they know who I am. So that's
I guess the guy who did my icon, Earl Barry Holloway. I like his stuff.
I can't see your icon right now, so like all I can see is Nolan, who has a grump face.
That's what.
Do you see my icon, Steve? I like my icon a lot.
His icon's great. I like Ken's icon a lot.
I can't. It's just one of those like blank people faces.
Oh, speaking of Zone, like she did those ZTV updates she does. She makes videos about updates like, hey, I'm drawing porn of this soon, so you know what's up. And on YouTube, on ZTV News episode 7, there's a scene where she's kind of sort of references me, where she says like, well, she's reading fan mail and it says, I saw a review of the modifiers and it included a clip of your thing and I didn't know it was really your porn because it looks so close to the real thing. And so that's technically a reference to me because I include clips of her porn in my videos, so you know. And if you look at the comments, you'll see my comment and...
And can I kind of say something a little embarrassing real quick?
Go ahead, make my gay.
Something that I really admire, about you, is that you can manage to like top how fucking cringy you act with each consecutive video.
Ow.
Post.
Ow. Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm just giving Pan shit.
Okay.
I just had a very elaborate setup that time.
You always have setup. You have a big setup, and then you knock it down.
So Steve, you got another thingy?
I mean, they're my friends, but I really respect them. Dalton Emmy of Joltoid. I think they put a lot of polish in their stuff as well.
My art is very inconsistent, and also the some of the pages of Loki IRL are too cluttered for their own good, but. That's a sign those were the earlier pages I made, so, it'll get better from there.
We got a lot of questions on Twitter, a lot more than I was expecting. So
one and only one.
Only one?
Yes,
There's
right
a
now.
lot of mentioning
10
of
seconds.
90s. Okay.
9,
Some cartoon fans
8.
say, "Damn, remember the 90s? Those cartoons were actually good." Do you agree with them, or no, or why not?
Mention the Twitter person's name so they get credit.
That's my buddy Kagi Films.
That's a conflict of interest. What the fuck?
Fine. I'll scroll down.
Yeah, if this was a contest and you worked at Burger King, you would.
It was the first one. It was the first one.
You know what? That's what they said at Burger King.
All right, fine then. Square Ernie's S1113 also asked, "Do you know any '90s kids who think the '90s cartoons are the best?"
Normal
What
people.
the fuck is with these 90s questions?
I know. I'm saying there's a couple of them. That's why I chose it.
The 90s were cool, but like, let's move on, kids.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's over.
No, not Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon's bringing the Splat.
Fucking
Okay,
over,
well
kids.
here, you know what the thing about Splat though isn't? They already have a block on Teen Nick that plays classic Nickelodeon shows.
Okay.
And fail.
Yeah.
So they just rebranded. That's all they did,
Yeah,
and then
Okay.
That's bullshit. It's like everyone's dumb enough to buy a rebrand.
Yeah, this is news. Like, they announced like recently, the Splat is coming to Teen Nick, which is going to show 90s Nick shows on Teen Nick, and everyone was freaking out. But it was like, we already had the 90s or all that on there. Did anyone remember? But I noticed they extended the time, because before it was like from 11 through 2 o'clock, but now it's 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So they extended it, thankfully.
Well, their version of Adult Swim, but going backwards.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get like the original people were reporting it as, oh, it's going to be on Nickelodeon, and I was like, oh, so Nick at Night is canceled, and then suddenly I noticed those people were writing it up incorrectly, probably because they knew it wasn't real news and it was just a rebranding of a block that's been existing for like 5 years or something.
I mean, there's a lot of misinformation that went out, because like some people were saying it's a new channel, it's a new block, and I didn't know which one was the real source.
Because it came from this, they announced it at this festival in Brooklyn, actually, which I didn't go to because I have some semblance of self-esteem. And it was like a 90s kids thing, and Splat was like splatting all over it. And yeah, it's like this, it's just like, I don't get like how I guess it's playing more of the cartoons than was the other one playing. The other one was playing Rugrats.
Yeah. Well,
Rocco,
I was watching, whenever I went to someone else's house and watched it, like it was always the same shows. It was always Rugrats, Rocket Power, and Cat Dog over and over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so Nolan, you would love that program, right?
So I guess it's good that they're extending it, but like people are freaking out over a rebrand. And also, it's on like, Teen Nick. I don't have Teen Nick. Fuck this.
Well, because they're like, oh, now October we're doing weekly themes. So once a week it's going to be nothing but Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold episodes or something. Or they're bringing back the Snick or Treat thing where
are they fucking bringing back Nick or Treat?
Yeah, Nick or Treat. just like,
did they? Have they not realized what it sounds like? Nick or Treat? No. Nick or Treat? Nick or Treat?
It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live.
As
and
long
you can
as
call in.
If they just please do not play Crybaby Lane. I really dislike how people have mythologized that movie.
Oh, yeah.
So if they just do not play Crybaby Lane.
But Jim, it's so scary.
It's not scary.
Did you hear the fucking story?
It's not scary.
It's like he locked all of his production cast members in the room, and they're like, "We're gonna make this the most fucked up movie ever." And then he showed clips of dead kids, and then let them go.
Wait, did you make that up?
No, that's a creepypasta somebody wrote.
Oh, because I have my own theory that it's just some stupid 90s kid who really liked Crybaby Lane because they have no taste and they're stupid, and they made up this whole elaborate story that no one who worked on the movie can confirm at all or worked at Nickelodeon. It was just a bad movie they played once, and they're like, we don't need to play it again. And they made a mythology around it, which was not true at all. It's like there are better Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes and scarier ones.
It was just an episode that like, hey, it was a TV movie they played once and like, it didn't get any good ratings, so we'll never play this again. And people thought it was like some creepy lost thing. And eventually they released it, and it was like, oh, well, this is okay.
it was kind of like the thud. It was like a huge like. That was like how it landed. Everyone saw it and go, "Oh, it's like not even at all."
I was gonna say, is that similar to like the big hype over the lost level or episode of Dexter's Lab where they cussed and then it's like, oh,
well, that came out.
That was nothing. It did, but I'm saying like, it came back. Oh, sweet, finally made a big event out of it, and then it's like, oh, that's
no. Crybaby Lane was worse because it was a piece of shit.
That reminds me, like, have you ever watched like a TV special or something and it aired like once and you saw it, but like, and you try to look for it and you cannot find it? It's lost media now.
Mm-hmm. Actually, there's a couple of things that I saw that I had taped and now I don't even have the tapes.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely like. There's like Kevin Smith used to do specials on MTV. Those are like you can't find any of them on YouTube. Same with like I remember when Mallrats came out, which was it's going to have its 20th anniversary next month.
Mm-hmm.
They did like specials from the premiere of Mallrats on MTV, and I missed it because we had to go camping that weekend, and I never got to see it. And then when YouTube happened, every couple of years, I go, maybe someone has uploaded it. Because Mallrats is a pretty big movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never found it. I know it happened because they were promoting like this half-hour special where they have, all the bands that are on the soundtrack and everyone who's in it. And I don't know what happened. Probably because they didn't play it a lot because Mallrats was like a huge bomb at the time.
Yeah.
But
do you guys remember Moonbeam Entertainment?
Nope.
I remember the name.
They did rental movies. Like they never got released as like as something you could buy. You could only rent them at stores. And they were like focused on like fantasy and sci-fi for little kids. And you might remember Pre-Hysteria, the little dinosaur movie.
No.
Well, that's one of them. There's Remote. My favorite was Magic Island that had like the middle child, the blonde one from Home Improvement was in it. And it's basically where the kid wants to run away because his mom gives him like expensive shit. Like, here's your Game Boy. That was really expensive back in the day. I'm going to run away because you're never home. And then he winds up getting sucked into a book and there's pirates and such. And I really like pirates. And as a kid, I loved that series. And I could never find it because it was a rental movie. You couldn't just, you can't go on Amazon and buy it.
That's weird. Why would you do? What kind of a business model is this?
Because rental movies sell. Like to buy the license.
Well, no, you have to buy it, and I know you make a certain royalty, but like why would you cut off a different revenue stream like that?
I don't know, but maybe it's because it's exclusive to that. I guess I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they charge them more because you can only rent it. So they're like, well, the only way people can see this is through renting, so we're going to charge you more. Maybe that's how they did it.
They released some video games as blockbuster exclusives. Yeah, like there's this Indiana Jones game for the 64 that you can only get through Blockbuster, or you can order it online at the time. And also Clay Fighters 63 1/3 and Beast Wars, that Transformers spin-off.
Oh, Beast Wars Transmetals. It was
it sounds like
the fighting game.
Your fucking game's revenue.
Yeah.
But it turns out interesting fact about them is that they finally remerged and became like Full Moon Entertainment, and now they make movies like Ginger Dead 2: Passion of the Crust, which is the real title.
Wow.
And I think they make the Puppet Master series as well.
Wow. Yeah, but
so I went from kids movies to shitty B movies or D or Z or whatever you call them.
Oh, but going back to lost media that I saw on TV once and never again, I recently remembered this thing. It's called Penguins Behind Bars. This aired in 2003 on Adult Swim. Like they aired this pilot and also the first Venture Brothers pilot like around the same few weeks or so. Which I love the Venture Brothers pilot because there was that one scene where Brock Sampson just like tries to find Dean and what was the other kid?
Hank.
Dean and Hank's communicator watches, and he just stumbles into just some guy's apartment, and he just like fucking obliterates them like by throwing them out a window and stuff. But anyway, then there was also, that Penguins Behind Bars. It was like these all-female penguins going to prison. and they talked, and it was a cartoon, and I just remember it being so mean-spirited, so depressing. Like, wow, this is hard to watch, but I guess I'll watch it because it's on Adult Swim. Like, I felt so bad for this penguin who was essentially framed, and everyone treats her like shit. And then they aired it once and never again, and I'm kind of glad because I don't want to see that again. But I'm fascinated. Like, yeah, it's lost media, so I kind of want to find it, but I don't.
One more. Anyone in the comments, please. I will be looking through this video. Did anyone see Can of Worms? It was a Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw it. Oh fucking god! Someone's seen it. Because you're the first person ever that I've brought it up to and be like,
what is it?
Yeah.
Is it a movie about a can of worms?
No. They say that hey kid, you fucked up. You just opened up a can of worms.
I've heard
that would be
for like 2 hours.
It was like a talking dog, and his bracelet, and his little bracelet thing has lips on it, lips that move, which is a little creepy looking back on it.
All I remember is that the third act involves a like zoo in space where humans are the exhibit or something.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find that, and I can't find a link or a download for that at all.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was released on VHS somewhere. Like a lot of movies are like that were at the time, like Xenon, the sequel, and Brink were released on VHS, but no DVDs, and I can't find a good quality of them.
Speaking of things that were released on VHS, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, you know, the Disney afternoon show.
Yeah.
It never got the third volume, and it would have completed the series. And a lot of fans were really upset by that because it technically had the last episode. It didn't air last, but like canonically with the comics and with the updated comics that came out a couple years back, it basically ended the show with the dynamic of adding Foxglove, a bat, to the crew. And I wound up buying that episode on VHS just so I could own it because it's such an important part of the show, and Disney just will never release it.
Oh, yeah, it's worse.
Aren't they re-releasing DVDs now?
What's that?
Aren't they doing DVDs now of those old cartoons?
They did them a couple of years back, but every single show got to one volume away from completion.
Yeah,
the only one that's... go ahead.
There's a lot of cartoons that are just like, hey, we released seasons 1 and 2, but none of the rest of the seasons. Like, pretty much all of Cartoon Network, like, besides Samurai Jack and I forget what else, they didn't release any other complete series on DVD.
Why don't they do the burn on demand thing that like Warner's Archive does and Amazon did with the Rugrats? Although they should do that.
The one place you actually can see them is through iTunes, because they just dump them out on iTunes every single episode, and that's where I usually get my footage from, iTunes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. And one more thing while we're talking about Disney afternoon stuff. Sorry, I know we're supposed to be answering questions, but there's like a bunch of stuff that's like we could talk about. Darkwing Duck. I'm trying to. Apparently, it was going to be on Disney Affinity figure. Like they were going to make a statue and make him a playable character.
Yeah.
And it got so far as that his weapon, his gas gun, and the motorcycles in the game, but they scrapped him last minute. And but I have hope. I have hope because Oh My Disney just released a poll 2 months ago. Of like characters, and Darkwing Duck's on the list, and he's like the second most popular character, only behind Mabel from Gravity Falls.
That's a hard choice.
I know, right? But it's like he could make it. They already have the data. Why not?
Damn it, just make both.
I actually remember...
It's not like Disney's gonna fucking run out of money. It's Disney Infinity too, for fuck's sake.
I actually, to bring this into Lost Media and Disney Afternoon, the days, like the month before Darkwing Duck premiered, they had a commercial and a new commercial every day for like 20 days. It's only 20 days till Darkwing Duck premieres, and then it'd be like only 19 days. But each commercial was different, and so every day I'd try to watch like kids programming just to see. It'd say 7 days, 6 days. It was like, I don't care if it's Sunday. I'm watching cartoons. So because they used to have Sunday morning cartoons back in the 90s, and I'd watch them because going to church is dumb. And I'd see the little thing that said 5 days till Darkwing Duck. If anyone can find those, I would fucking love to see that.
Oh yeah, and that reminds me, like when the movie Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius was coming out, which I'm going to do a video of soon. Like for promotion, like for 5 days a week, they had like a 2-minute short at like 7 p.m. but they were in between commercials, so like I remember I had to go to like Sunday school or whatever on Wednesday. I forget what it was called. Anyways, so it was like, I asked my cousin, like, hey, can you tape that? And the problem with that was, since it was a commercial, you really couldn't gauge which time you were supposed to record that on, because it was like at the 30-minute mark, like at the night at 7:30. So it was like, do you record at 7:30 through 8, or do you record at 7 through 7:30? And it never got it.
Oh yeah, that happens to me when I have to. I want to record a short on Turner Classic Movies. You have to basically record an entire movie on the DVR and then fast forward for 7 years, and then you're like, okay, now I can watch the short. Or when you DVR shorts, you get half. You have to DVR all the shorts, and then you get half of the short in one thing, and then you have to watch. It's like, it sucks when shorts play on TV. You basically just have to be there to watch it, or you're fucked. It's gonna be annoying as all hell.
I had a that VHS recorder thing again. I think one of mine. I only had one VCR. What I'm talking about. My VCR. I guess the timer was off. So like, if you set something to time to record, it would record, but it would like one time it was like half the show because I guess my thing was like 15 minutes off. So I had to start recording things an hour before or half an hour before to get the whole thing.
Oh, man, because I remember, like, looking at a TV guide, because I guess you couldn't look it up online back then, but I saw, like, ooh, they're playing the Digimon movie on, like, HBO at 6 a.m., and I set my record thingy, and I just recorded some other shitty movie I didn't care about. I was like, fuck this. Fuck everything.
You're like, Citizen who?
Who the fuck? A live-action movie? Real people?
That's a critic joke.
Oh.
I got it. I giggled. I laughed.
Thank you.
Well, I remember I took cinema appreciation, and my cinema appreciation teacher hated Citizen Kane.
Oh, well.
He said it was the boringest shit ever.
Good for him for being different.
Yeah.
When people do that, I'm always like, oh, bully for you. You're so alternative.
Well, I don't know. Well, for the movies that he showed during class and we learned about, he showed us Psycho, the original, which he got mad that everyone was laughing at it at some points because there's a few moments that are cheesy by today's standards. Also The Matrix and Jaws.
The Matrix?
Yeah, The Matrix. I guess, I don't know. It had an effect on modern cinema, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, every movie for the next...
The greatest movie ever.
Every movie after like 5 years had a bullet time for whatever reason. Didn't matter if it was comedy or serious.
And slow motion.
That's bullet time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, bullet time's like the circle... Wait, I guess bullet time's the rotation around something. And just slow motion in general. Because, like, afterwards, like, even video games were doing slow motion, but I guess that's also contributed to Max Payne.
I think even Conquer had, like, a slow motion thing where context sensitive, if you push B and right, you would do, like, a flip and things would slow down.
Yeah, I mean, every single video game had to have a slow motion button, like Spider-Man, Mirror's Edge.
Nathan Drake.
Everything. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but I guess this counts as a question we already answered. Deku was the most interesting piece of lost media for you. Okay, Steve, pick a question on the Twitter.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
When you're ready, you won't have to.
Unbelievable, isn't it? The Matrix, rated R, now playing at a theater near you.
Okie dokie. Something not Steven Universe. Sorry it took me so long. Why would you ever associate yourself with Dan? It can only go down here from here.
Yeah, that's a mystery.
Wait, did Nolan tweet that?
It's Splurtra.
That's a question we all wonder.
Why?
Another one related to you guys.
I secretly believe at Cartoon Network there's just a poster of me that says, "Don't let this boy in."
Oh, someone told you about that?
No, that's not true. There's no such
That's
poster.
not true. That's impossible.
They like me. Come on. I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, so half the questions were 90s kid oriented, and a lot of them were Kevin Smith specific. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't really mention Kevin Smith that much on here.
When is Jim going to review Rent? So Mari.
Next question.
Okay, Giggles, spelled with numbers, said, would you still like the 2012 Ninja Turtle movie if it had a 2D design element while still having the same plot?
What? There is no 2012 Ninja Turtle movie, so that question.
Oh, sorry, cartoon. I read that as movie for a reason.
Oh, never mind. Now I will answer it. No, I don't know. I've never watched it. So.
Well, I actually watch it a lot. I think the plots are pretty good. But I interrupted Pan. He's the one that owns the podcast. You say stuff first.
Well, actually, I don't. I'm glad it's in 3D because the action scenes would not have been the same had they been 2D. So they took full advantage of the fact that it is 3D.
My biggest issue is that the art design especially for the first season is just really not good. The season 2 and 3 characters look so much better in terms of design that they almost have different design theories and they look really odd standing next to the ugly turtles.
Yeah. Because that was hard for me to get used to at first, the CG designs, but eventually I just liked the overall art style and the fact that it takes place at night. The entire thing takes place at night. Has there ever been a daytime shot in this entire show?
No, because I think even when they have like them going from school, it's either early in the morning or what about no the season 3 when they're at the farmhouse. That's a reference to the movies.
Yeah.
Well, they did it in the comics also.
Yeah, because I like any sort of TV show or episode that takes place entirely at night, and this whole show is at night.
It's so popular. It's like last Halloween, I thought all these kids, I was like, oh, they must really like that movie. But then it was like, oh no, they like the cartoon. Like it's strange that shows that Ninja Turtles are still so popular.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like a huge love letter to every version of Ninja Turtles. They even make a Venus de Milo reference.
How so?
Wow.
That when they get the party wagon, because in the season 2 the Shell Razor gets destroyed, so they have this wagon, so they just build onto it, make the party wagon from the 80s cartoon, and Raphael paints a pinup girl turtle on the back and it has the word Venus written next to it.
So basically they painted their cousin, sister.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a good point.
And that in Next Mutation, which by the way, my friend Jake fucking bought me for Christmas one year. He was like, "Oh, I saw they had both volumes, so I had to get it for you."
That's nothing. My friend, my old friend, got me the Donkey Kong Country double box set.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I got him a fucking pony vinyl and like a good gift card, so I was like, "Fuck you."
I found out that Donkey Kong cartoon isn't actually traditionally CG animated, like with actual animators. It's actually motion captured. Like they got people in suits acting it out.
Oh yeah, I know that.
What?
Yeah, they got people in suits acting it out with like face recognition software, like Avatar, but like a super shitty version.
I want to see that.
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny? When you said they were in suits, I honestly imagined people in gorilla suits. That they were like, we're doing motion capture, but you have to wear gorilla suits, and all these people acting. Yeah,
it's more authentic.
You didn't know it was mocapped? Like, it's so obviously mocapped.
I didn't think they had the technology to do that in the 90s. Well, at least not for a TV show.
I just thought it was just really bad animators.
I think mocap software is older than people think. It's just gotten it more advanced.
But in Next Mutation, they're not related. They're from separate like pet stores, and she's from like China.
Okay, so I guess it's okay.
Yay.
Yeah. But still, she's also a fictional character in that universe.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm arguing logic with this. but still. But to go back to the question, would you still like it? I don't know. I would have to see what the designs were. Because my biggest issue with the Turtles is that they got rid of their beaks. One of the most iconic things for the Turtles, for both the movie and the TV show, got rid of their big noses, and that was like a huge part of their design. I don't know. It sounds really like stupid when arguing out loud, but if I drew them or started drawing the noses, you'd be like, "That's a Ninja Turtle," before I even draw the rest of the parts.
I don't even know what the question was about turtles. What was it?
It was, would you like the 2012 cartoon if it was 2D?
I like the fact that they take full advantage of its 3D-ness, so it would not be the same.
And there's so much love for the old series, like Bebop and Rocksteady's in it now. The Triceratons from like the 80s cartoon are in it now. It's fun. Oh, and Mondo Gecko is in it now.
Who?
He was a character that was in the toy line, and he's voiced by the live action Michelangelo, the guy that was in the Angry Video Game Nerd movie.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
You know, iconic roles.
I guess this one's for me. Owl Man. Hey, Pan, what review did you have the most fun editing, and what was the most difficult? Okay, the most difficult thing I ever had to edit, I guess, was the scene in the panty and stocking review. There was a scene where I basically say, yeah, panty and stocking is like if Powerpuff Girls and WarioWare and hentai was all blended together, and then I showed them in a blender, and then I blended it up, and you just saw all this blood everywhere. And I was like, how am I going to animate that? And I don't know, I tried. It came out good, I guess. The blender. Yeah.
Didn't you sew like a shirt with that blender on it?
I don't know. It's like, that's a nice blender design. That makes for a good shirt, because I like simplified shirts on logos. I don't like entire matte paintings on shirts. I just like simplistic shirt designs, you know?
Yeah, that, or I don't like when they're obviously just a square. Like, I like it when the shirt, like, the drawing comes out of the shirt, or like it's a solid like full body thing. I don't like it when it gets cut off.
Yeah, squares in general I hate, because you see my videos how whenever I show a non-widescreen video, I always smooth the edges so it looks more pleasing. Yeah, fucking squares. Yeah, so Steve, you got another question?
Where do you find motivation, and how do you stay inspired? Thanks, guys. That's Brookstar.
I want money.
Thanks, guys. What an asshole.
I don't know. I bills. Yeah, I think making money off the videos or art does help fuel you when you're like, I have to eat.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, like, this is gonna sound really corny, but I do enjoy people's reactions of my stuff, like especially positive ones. And so that makes me happy, like expecting to see like, you know, a couple of good comments or yay, this made me happy or something.
I was just saying.
You made the meme video? What a faggot.
That was a different time. And I needed money. That made it where I could live on my own. That was my first job after college.
Hey.
Memes saved his life.
Yeah.
Memes for the future.
I feel like a good motivation is just like, I always feel like.
Hello? Hello?
What's the point in this life?
You cut out entirely.
Oh, really?
No, you did. No, you did, Pan, not him.
Well, I'm the one recording, so
I didn't hear it either.
I'm the one recording, so he has to say it again.
Oh, okay. What do I? No, I was saying that I think one of the motivations for me is just like, it always makes me feel better when I've finished something. And if I haven't done anything for a few days, it makes me feel like, oh, what's the point in life? What is this life for if not to make content?
Wife, cats.
You know, I can get behind that. Like, I've actually started Let's Playing.
You fucking fraud.
Well, not because I want to make money off of it, but because I want to feel... Let me finish. Well, first off, the first Let's Play I did was Hollow Knight, which is an indie game that's being developed. I got a beta for it, and I really support it because it's 2D animated, and I love animation. It's pretty. But, like, also, it made me feel less guilty for playing games instead of working.
Oh, yeah, that's too.
So I'm a bit of a workaholic.
Oh, well, see, nobody watches any of my Let's Plays.
It had a significant drop off from like normal. Like one guy's like, "Start making art videos again."
Well, that's why people make like separate YouTube channels for their Let's Plays. Because I hate when I go on like video channels that I like. It's like, ooh, I want to see more of their reviews, and it's like, oh, they do nothing but Let's Plays now. Thanks.
Well, I'm thinking about like doing the first episode on the main channel. And then having the when they click on watch the next part, it goes onto the a separate channel.
That'd be a good idea. And or also like maybe make the only video on the main channel like a best of clip or something. And like, hey, if you want to see the full thing, here's this.
That's true. Or I don't know. I always feel like you should just make like what you want to make. You know, I always feel better about that than like if I had to go see like some shitty movie I don't want to see or something. Like see The Judge again.
Well, because like part of me was like, all right, I'll just make Let's Plays of games that are artistically beautiful so I can talk about that as an artist. That way it still kind of fits the theme of my channel. Or if it's based off of a animation. So like I started playing Digimon World, which I enjoy, but it's a terrible game. But I enjoy it because of nostalgia reasons. But I had so much fun editing the Let's Play. Like I before I ragged on them, but like actually making one, I was like, this is a lot of fun. I'm adding little jokes in this. This is fun. I'm not having to animate it. I can just edit the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Same with me. Like sometimes I'm like, oh man, I'm wasting time playing this game. But if I record footage of it while I'm playing, I could eventually use this for something, so it's not a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing a let's play of this Tiger Electronics I have, and it's really tough. You know, I think people are going to be into it. It's the X-Men Tiger Electronics game.
Oh damn it! I thought it was going to be Full House, baby.
Well, I've tried to find that one, but that one's so rare. But I'm going to do that one next. It's going to have a lot of great comments.
Fucking Full House on Tiger.
Yeah, if someone finds that, maybe I'll do a let's play. If I could actually get a screenshot of Tiger, like, man, what if I should do that?
The worst. Oh god, that's like a 10-minute. That's like that let's play would be 2 minutes long.
You know what I used to do, because I didn't have a system when I was a kid, and I'd go to other people's houses. This one, because I'd just be sitting there, and this one kid was like, "You can do voices. Why don't you just make up voices for Sonic and all these guys?" And I would just do voices of be like. I don't think it was very good. It was like Tails going like, "Hey, you forgot about me." And then if Sonic went by, I would go, "Hey, I'm right here."
Oh, that reminds me. Whenever I was watching Charlie Brown, me and my friends would always like try to make up what that bird was always saying when he's tweeting.
Or the parents.
I thought he's actually saying like a lot of anti-Semitic things. Charles Schultz didn't want anyone to know.
I'm sorry, he's on a bit. I don't know.
Man, that Peanuts movie. Oh, jeez. I don't know how I feel.
I'm against it only because the Peanuts generator character thing did not have sandals. Couldn't make myself.
What the fuck?
See, I'm kind of against the Peanuts, but I'm for the road chip. Figure that one out.
Why are you for the road chip? What the fuck?
Hey,
no.
Did you see the new promotion? The new poster has them on like a car hood, and it says "Boys on the Hood."
Oh, that was good. I like when they're like, are they going to do a Straight Outta Compton type?
Oh, is Alvin going to get arrested and just like the police are going to beat him and it's going to get captured on camera?
Are they going to do Straight Outta Compton in the Chipmunks movie? Are they going to be like, "Straight Outta Compton, crazy motherfucker"?
Wait. They're doing a road trip Chipmunks movie?
That's what it's called.
Well, it's called Road Chip. It's not a road trip. Let's get our facts right.
I'm sorry.
Come on, this is the Chipmunks. We're not messing around here.
How many movies are this? Like,
not enough.
Okay.
Actually, you see their animated one from the 80s? I like that one.
I remember Alvin the Chipmunk Meet the Wolfman. I really fucking loved that movie as a kid, where Theodore becomes a werewolf, and like I realized that Theodore was vegetarian because he started eating meat.
Well, when they played the road trip trailer, and when I saw Hotel Transylvania 2, all the kids danced when they played Uptown Funk. Like the whole theater. I was like, wow, okay, kids.
I thought it was over. I thought the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies were done, but no.
Jason Lee will never be able to stop them. They will always.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Alvin or is the owner gone? No, he's still there. He's still in it.
He needs money, but hey, at least the Smurfs movie is doing a reboot where it's gonna take place entirely in Smurfville and it's gonna be CG only.
Like that's the problem. That's it. It's just humans ruin it.
Well, at least they got rid of the human. That's a step forward.
What are we gonna do without Neil Patrick Harris?
I mean, it's like, imagine if like Transformers, it took place entirely on Cybertron with no humans. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Well, they are actually doing that.
Apparently, I just want a Beast Wars movie.
Oh yeah, I remember I was watching Transformers 3, and they were in like Africa for a brief scene. It's like, is that elephant gonna turn into a robot? Come on.
Oh,
but no, it didn't.
We're all gonna die. But I love Beast Wars.
Yeah, Beast Wars.
but I will sit through every single Alvin. Oh, well, I haven't watched any of them, but I will watch the Alvin Chipmunk movies. So that means we get a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie.
Oh God, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Or
I feel like they'll do DuckTales before they do.
We're gonna ever get a Howard the Duck film? Again?
No.
Maybe a short film, maybe like a bonus feature. But I heard some news. I have a couple of friends that work in different studios, and from what I've heard,
gee, thanks for leaking all this info, and we're definitely not gonna get fucking shot after this.
Yeah, just go after this guy and
It's
not
Steve
us.
Ray's-
Leave us alone.
it's Stev's
We
fault.
don't know any. Gravity
We're but
Falls.
simple country folk trying to run our farm.
We're just trying to run an animation podcast. We ain't know nothing about no leaks. I don't
What the
know
hell is an
nothing.
animation podcast, Harold?
I'll tell you what an animation podcast is. Maurice, thank you, Ken, or Canola. We just trying to run a simple animation podcast and pick some wheat and stuff.
I thought we was growing hemp.
Okay, that's fine.
We could just have more of me and Nolan being simple country folk.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
No, yeah.
Nolan, I told you to clean out that pig pen. It's getting messy.
I ain't cleaned the pig pen for shit, Harold. Fuck.
It's your job. It's on the chore chart. You should be checking it.
I make the goddamn bacon in this goddamn family.
And that's the
You
end of
don't
the
you don't
podcast.
bake it because you're not cleaning the pig pen. I tell you that.
Woof, woof, I'm the dog. Woof, woof.
What's going on?
Where's the black?
And now that's the end of the podcast.
Oh, this is a racist family.
I'll be sure to cut out all that sentence. Wait, should I cut out that information? All of it?
Well, not our amazing characters. Those were.
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead and cut it out.
because Disney will fucking shoot us on sight.
There was one more question I thought was worth asking.
Question.
Yeah, Kala Cass says, Stev and Rebel, how long did it take you to get where you're at today, and what is the challenges for?
Oh well, I walked here, and there was a lot of traffic, but otherwise it wasn't so bad.
That's the end of the podcast.
Hey, goodbye, every pony. But it took me like longer than 4 years. Like I made videos before, and then that channel got deleted. But now I made other videos like reviews on here, and it took like 4 years until they started becoming like at least making minimum wage levels of money at least, which I'm still not that popular, so I don't make that much money, sadly.
Yeah, but I'm jealous of your views because some of my videos have hit it, but I also released a lot more than you do because my channel's just trash.
You just gotta experiment, like try different things and see what sticks, but still do what you love doing.
Yeah. Also, older videos, people watch those too.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised. Like you'll be scrolling down, you're like, how much for that? It's happening.
No. I know. I've a look. Because right now my biggest videos is Five Nights at Freddy's because some Let's Players paid me to animate their Let's Plays, and you don't understand how much I dislike Five Nights at Freddy's. And the worst part is I put them on my channel to make the extra money back because they didn't pay me that much to animate them in the first place. The agreement was I put it on there and I would make mad stacks, yo. So those videos have like 4 million views or whatever. And then trumping everything else I've ever done. And now a lot of people think I like Five Nights at Freddy's, even though I'm very vocal about hating it.
Listen, he's just a good Christian man trying to make his way in the world. Why would you deny him his freedom to make furry trash?
I did not deny him freedom. I could still say what he's making is trash.
Listen, tough guy. Fun fact, though, I'm pretty sure I'd mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again because I just fucking love this fact. He actively advertised his game on Fur Affinity, and that never ceases to make me laugh.
Makes sense. Know your target demographic. And I'm still animating Five Nights at Freddy's animations, actually. I have to do another one for Lord Minion 777.
Lord Minion. Yeah.
I've animated over 17 minutes worth of Five Nights at Freddy's content.
That's like a Five Nights at Freddy's episode. Maybe we should get Scott Cawthon to contact you.
Sign him up. I don't know who that is, but let's bring him in.
He made Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
He's currently working on an RPG called FNAF World.
Is that true? I thought that was a hoax.
FNAF?
No, it's on his site. He says, no, seriously, it's coming.
No, that's the update. It says, no, seriously, it's coming.
No, it is. This is the most recent update.
No, seriously, you guys. I'm super serious.
You gotta believe me. So is this the end of the podcast? Are we done?
I think so. I think it's time to go.
Five Nighted our Freddy's for the last time.
Right into the sunset.
Yeah.
It's right off into the sunset of some. Yeah.
So I'm.
Wonder what funny country.
Before you clean the pig pen, Harold.
You're cleaning the paper. God damn it! I'm not having this discussion.
So I'm Pan Pizza, and next video is gonna be Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island and how it affected the rest of Scooby-Doo's franchise.
I'm stoked.
Who cares?
I care. I legitimately was talking about how I'm excited for the video because I fucking love Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yeah, and who are you people?
I'm Maurice.
Yay.
I'm Jim.
Fuck you, Jim.
I'm subscribed to Mommy's Boys. We need the money.
Yeah, subscribe to Mommy's Boys. I'm gonna listen to it tonight.
Little doggies, get along.
Jim, please keep me updated with what you think.
It'll be like later tonight, but I will tell you.
Good night, everybody. I have to go clean the pig pen now.
I have to go eat dinner.
Okay, goodbye. I'm gonna go snort coke. Yes.
This is Emily. Also, I can't do the song this week because there are people sleeping in my house, but I'm going to post it in the links below on the Twitter or something, whatever. You'll see if I...